I don't know if dreams tell us the future, but I think there is something about dreams that we need to look at. I think dreams can bring up subconscious feelings that we need to work through, definitely. But I also think dreams can be warning signs. I had the craziest dreams in my last relationship, which I've talked a lot about on this app, that the relationship was really toxic and it was dangerous in a lot of ways for me, for my health, and for my emotional well being. When I first got together with my ex, the first couple nights that I stayed at his house for the first time, I had the most horrific dreams about him. I had dreams that he was an absolute brute, that he was torturing me. I remember he was driving some sort of vehicle and I was sitting in the passenger seat. And you know, when you're in the passenger seat of a moving car, you're kind of trapped. And he pulled this rat out of the side of the car by its tail and held it up in front of my face and was taunting me and torturing me with it. And I hate rodents. And I was so terrified and he wouldn't stop. And I remember him laughing at me. And I woke up in a panic in his bed in the middle of the night, not being able to breathe because I had been so startled and scared in that dream and I wanted it to end. So I woke myself up and I tried to wake him up to comfort me. And he was so annoyed with me that I had had a bad dream. And when I told him it was about him, he seemed completely unfazed and, in fact, bothered, and told me that the dream wasn't real and that I should just go back to sleep. Obviously, I was very shook after that because not only had I had a terrifying dream of him, but when I tried to get him to comfort me, he gaslit me and told me to stop being a baby. I should have known then that it was bad, but I stayed for 11 months more. I always had bad dreams at his house. I had bad dreams about him the entire time we were together. So I have to surmise that my body was trying to tell me that he was an unsafe person. At first, I tried to tell myself that it was just my anxious attachment trying to work through fears that I was having about him and fears I was having about the relationship, which I think are very probable in dreams. I think that our subconscious will do that. But in this case, now that I know what I know about him, I can look back and know that those dreams were definite warning signs. I had another gnarly dream about him that I have to share. I was sleeping next to him, literally in his bed, and I had a dream that I was walking through his house and I heard an evil spirit off to my side in a third room in his house, which doesn't make sense because he only had a 2-bedroom house. But I heard this spirit say to me, "You're so hot," but it was in a way that was degrading and threatening, and it scared me. And so I again woke up in a panic at his house. This happened all the time. Didn't try to get him to comfort me because I had learned early on that he was not going to do that. Later, as I was kind of thinking about the dream the next day and I was awake, I was walking through his house and went to the place where the third bedroom was in my dream that didn't exist in the floor plan of his house, but it happened to be next to a second bedroom. And in the spot where the dream was, where the third bedroom was in the dream, was a huge walk-in closet that I didn't know was there. I had never seen it because it was behind a door. So there was a space in his house that was in exactly the place in my dream that was the third bedroom where the threatening man or energy was present. And when I asked him about the closet, my boyfriend at the time, he told me that he keeps all of his old stuff in there and it's his storage room. So it was quite literally the place where all of his history and historical mementos were kept. Talk about a lot of energy. My point is that dreams can warn you about your partner. And if you're having bad dreams, Lundy Bancroft, in his book, Why Does He Do That?, which is about abusive and narcissistic men, he says in that book that if you're having consistent bad dreams about your partner, it could be your nervous system or your subconscious warning you that there is abuse afoot and that you need to pay attention to it. So pay attention to dreams, because I think you'll know if you match your dreams with your intuition. You will know if they are warning signs or if they are simply ways that your nervous system is working through hard emotions or trauma.